is making these really cute little handmade notepads. I have 3 different ones that I've come up with, and I'm going to show you how to put everything together, including binding. So let's get started. What I'm going to use today is I took some 20-pound copy printer paper. I get this at Sam's Club or Costco, and what I did is I just cut it in quarters. I don't know exactly how many sheets I use, but what I've gone through and done when I was all done cutting it is I've gone through and I've stamped each individual paper. Okay, so that we're going to just set to the side for a minute. The little stamp set that we're going to use is actually a discontinued stamp set. It's Lemonade Sip. This was in our Spring into Summer catalog. The stamp set that I'm actually waiting for, it's on back order. It's to come in. It's out of our brand new 2016-2017 Inspiration catalog. And Let's Twist. I have this on the way, and it's absolutely adorable. The paper that we're going to use for the outside is Slice of Life prints. So what I've done is I've stamped the lemons in Sour Lemon, and I stamped the glass in Watermelon Fusion ink. So we're going to work on putting our front together. Now what you're going to want to do is, this is a 12 by 12 piece of paper out of our paper pack. And grab your trimmer. I'm going to pop my scoring blade out, because what you're going to want to do is you can actually get 2 notepads out of one 12 by 12 piece of paper. And what you're going to want to do on our Fun Stampers Journey trimmer is you're going to want to line this up at 4 1/4. This is a full 12. Line it up at a 4 1/4. All right. And we're going to take it down. Sure, I got room here, and we're going to cut it. Okay, so we have this little piece that we're going to get to have fun with later. So now what we're going to do is we need a piece that's exactly an A2 size card, which is 4 1/4, which we've already cut, by 5 1/2. So we're going to want to flip this over to the side, take this to 5 1/2. I hope I got lots of stuff here. Take this over to 5 1/2. So we've got 4 1/4, 5 1/2, and we're going to want to cut this. Then what we're going to want to do is pop out our cutting blade, pop in our score. That's how quick this is. You can actually do these one-handed. Really great. Now you're going to want to take this back down to 5 1/2. Because you're still aiming for that 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 size. And what you're going to do, don't press hard on your score, just lightly score and back. And then what you're going to do is you're going to slide it down 1/4 of an inch. So we got it down to 5 3/4. And we're going to take this and we're going to down and back. Let your score do the work. Don't use pressure. You'll end up ripping your paper. So that's the 2 pieces that we've got. Now what you're going to want to find, and I'm going to list all these pieces and everything that you need on my blog, Kathy Stamps for You, with the number 4 and the letter Y, the word YOU, is you're going to want to, I save everything. So what you're going to want to do is find some, it's a cardboard backing. This may have been to a different kind of cardstock at one time, or printed paper. And what you're going to want to do is, our trimmer handles this very, very well, is you're going to want to cut 4 1/4, 5 1/2. You're still going for that A2 size, just like you're making a card. That's the size that you want. So what we're going to do, I actually have one cut over here. What you're going to want to do is, this is the back. So we're going to want to put our back together. The piece that we scored, here we'll actually fold that and fold that so we don't get them confused, because you want that 1/4 inch there, okay? So what we're going to want to do is take your piece. What I'm going to do, sorry about that, is take some of our Journey Craft glue. This is the best. And this is actually, I don't know if you knew this or not, this is double-sided. You've got a narrow tip and you've got your wide tip. I put it right on my cardboard and I put it on pretty liberally. Okay? Get a nice even layer going all the way to the edges, okay? Especially these corners. Get these really, really, really good. Okay. Now, we're going to tape our paper and we're just going to lay it down. I'm not aiming. And what I do is I kind of slide it around and that kind of makes sure that the glue spreads all the way and every single part of the surface has glue. You can grab one of your blocks, you can grab your bone folder, just go over it and really burnish it well. I get a little muscle on it. And double check your edges. Make sure that you've got everything down there. Check for a little seepage of glue, which isn't a bad thing actually. Make sure that you got your edges all really good. So there we go. Okay, we're gonna set that aside for just a second, let that dry. This glue sets up really, really fast, which is really, really nice in a project like this. Okay, next step. We have our little paper pad. Oh, we're gonna need our cardboard for a second. Now, I told you I don't count the pieces of paper. I don't. So what I do is I kind of just eyeball it. And that, I've got too much. So what I'll do is I'll take a few sheets off. Because I want to make sure that it's actually tight. And that actually looks, yeah, I think that looks really, really good. Let's go. We'll just take one more. We'll leave some lemons on the front. Let's see. Okay. That's how you want it to look. So when you grab your front and you're using your, between your score marks is actually your guide. That's how wide you want, not wide, how thick you want your notepad to be. Okay? So we're going to set this front to the side because now we're going to get dirty. We're going to get some clips here. I've just got 2, and what I use was, you're going to need clips, and then what I do is I borrow from my stamps. Okay, this is what our stamps, it used to come on, actually we had new packaging, but I took 2 of these because they work really well. So I take my stamps off, put them in the envelope, and then I use these. Okay, so here is kind of sort of tricky part. What we're going to do, okay, we've got this really great tip on the wide end here. You're going to get everything all lined up. And I kind of go around it a couple of times. But I want to make sure my bottom is even. Tap that. Make sure that looks really good and really straight. That looks pretty good. If you're kind of jagged up here, you're going to fill it in with glue. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take and we're going to put a line of glue. Okay? And don't worry about if they kind of come apart. I know it's like you thinking, oh, she's gluing paper and it's getting in between. It actually does work pretty good. And it's so adorable. And I just work it in. Okay, I'll leave my glue open for a second. And then I take my finger. This is still the best thing. You can use a brush, you can use a sponge, you can get fancy if you want. I try and take a little ridge off. And then I go in with another one. Okay. This makes a really great binding. Just think how cute these are for gifts. I was thinking on the way home from work today, you know, I could do Halloween ones, I could do Christmas ones, I can do birthday ones, I can do fishing ones, I can do truck ones. You can do whatever you want. Okay, so we got that gooped up pretty good. Now, try and get all the glue off your fingers, okay? I know, that's... And I lay it even with the edge, and I try and get more of this glue. What you end up having to do, what I figured out in the process of making these, is this first page ends up getting a wee bit messy. So what you're going to do is you actually are going to take that off. But I line that up, and I scoot it over to the edge, and I pick it up that way, okay? So where my clamps come in, put them as close to the edge as possible because you're going to have more pressure there to hold them together. I actually should have another clip, but I don't. So, but I like getting the edges, and as it dries, I will move it along. Just to make sure the smaller one has more force there. Okay, we're gonna let this sit. Now, oh, and make sure they're even here. That's pretty good. That's good. Okay. I think we're gonna decorate the back too. We're gonna let this, I have let it sit for as little as a half an hour. I've let it sit overnight. It's totally up to you. The first time you do it, I would say let it sit for a little while. But in the meantime, we're going to let this sit, and we're going to work on the front. So I'm going to put this to the side. Also, the drying time is going to depend on humidity and temperature. Now, right here now in Texas, we've got it about 95, and it's really humid. So my stuff is taking a little longer to dry just all the way around. Everything is. So also take that into consideration. But you can, if you can find plastics like this and kick out, have like 3 of them sitting overnight, and then you can finish them up, hey, that is great. So I'm going to set this over to the side. Now we're going to work on the front. Now, This is basically a card front, okay? This is 4¼ by 5½. So what I decided to do with this, because I don't have my other stamp set, but this one is still really, really cute, I decided to kind of have some fun decorating all this. I stamped the picture, and then I just stamped it with black licorice, took pineapple smoothie, and just lightly filled that in. I thought that went well with the color that was outside of these. Then what I did, stamped it twice. I stamped it. What is on here is I took some of our blender, our True Fusion blender, and our, what did I use? Watermelon Fusion. And I colored this all in. I had stamped some of the ice cubes because the stamp set comes with ice cubes too. And then sprinkled some of the, what did I stamp? Oh, Journey Glaze and Sparkle Cuts. Topped it with a nice thin layer of Journey Glaze. Sprinkled some Sparkle Cuts so you've got that little bit of shimmer. What we're going to do is we are going to use somewhere my big ones are. I like pop dots. The little ones come off really easy. The medium-sized ones a little more difficult. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to set this right. Maybe I could line it up better this way. I line it up better this way. We're going to pop that right on there. So it doesn't give that little bit of depth. I just think that's so cool. Then what I did is I cut out in our pineapple smoothie, and I used the pennants dies, and I cut up this one out of pineapple smoothie because I thought that would be really cute. Looks kind of picnicky, and somehow I want to get that on there. And then I used the basic box window plates. These are great. These are just absolutely great. 12 dies. It's wonderful. I just cut out the little rectangle and stamped in here, "When life gives you lemons, make." So we're going to get this all together. I cut out circles in Watermelon Fusion, Pineapple Smoothie, and Bubblegum. I like this color combination. I just think it's so cute. So, but I decided I'm going to do a little bit of stamping. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to grab some of our Watermelon Fusion. Let's see how this, yep. I'm sorry, I'm going to get my head in the way. Too cute. Ooh, that's too cute. Okay. So we're going to put a banner up there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some of our whip. Okay. So I decided that I really did need this trimmed out a little bit. Let's see if I can get a little closer without my glasses on. There we go. Not perfect, but hey, it works. So, these three, I really like the way those are going together. So, and that looks about right. So, we're going to grab our craft glue again. I'm just going to put a dot there. And then we need sound effects here. Put a dot here. Shouldn't do it on the cardstock. There. I'm going to kind of do this kind of a thing. There. Okay? So now we got this. Put another little dot in there. There we go. Okay. So what we're going to do, let's put some on the back. You don't need a lot of this. You really don't. Okay. Put that right about there. Another thing that's great about this is it's got some, you got some give and some shift. And I love that. So we got our little picture. And it still looks really naked. And I don't know what to do about it, but that's okay. This'll look good. So let's grab, I'm just gonna grab our little runner. And let's put this on like that. Okay, now we've got all this stuff together. So what we're gonna do now is, I like a zip. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put the cap on the glue, and we're gonna grab a box. And you're probably wondering, why is she gonna grab a box? Oh, I flipped one of my balloon boxes because it works really good. We're gonna grab some of our silks. And this is out of our Be Amazing line. This is Outrageous Pink. The Outrageous Pink is amazing. The whole Be Amazing line is phenomenal. Oh, I did a notepad in the Be Amazing line. I did, this one is out of, these are all the Be Amazing line. And there's another one. I'll insert a picture right here. So you can do these out of just about anything. And this one's got a little more brightness to it. I'm gonna go one more because I love my silks. There. Isn't that just so cute? Okay, so we have our little notepad and our little cover. And this, it's still a little tacky, but that's okay. It's good. And see, we took the air bubble out. We got everything nice and even. That's what we want. So we're going to take this out. And these just wash up with some soap and water. Really, really easy. So now we've got our, excuse me, little notepad here. Oh, it's still a little. Oh, but it's drying. That's good. So all we need to do is attach this and get out our little craft glue again. And on the top for your binding, I don't get it right along that front edge where the cover is. I try and keep it away from that. Put a line where we're going to attach it to the back, and then take your wide end and just Put a nice even layer again, and that way you don't get any bubbles in your paper because everything's covered really, really nice. And I'm gonna go through here, right along there. Let's clean that out. That looks great, doesn't it? I stand it on end and I get it all lined up, okay? And then just fold. Oh, one of my little sequins popped off. I'm gonna get that really flush all the way around. The one thing about the second coat of glue that we put on there, it's still moving a little bit and pliable enough. Now what you can do also is put your clamps back on there. I'll do that afterwards. So there you've got it. This cute little adorable notepad. One thing too I've noticed is I'm gonna clamp this back so that this continues to dry. Probably gonna let it sit overnight. And then what you want to probably do is, see this first page is kind of sticking, and you can gently kind of move it. If you got a little too much glue on it, you can go ahead and you can just take that off. Yeah, I can tell it's not quite all the way dry in there. So there you have it. Cute little handmade, just by you notepad, each page individually stamped. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, subscribe to my channel. There's more videos to come, and give me a big thumbs up. You can visit me at FunStampersJourney / Kathy Stamps, the number 4 and the letter U. And have a great day. Thanks.